everyone, it's Tammy, and I am going to do a tutorial today on this card, and it is a really cute folded card. So the card base itself is folded in on itself, kind of in a crisscross fashion, and then it has a cute little pull-out card that you could write on. And I just thought it was really fun and cute, and I wanted to show you guys how to do it. And there's also a belly band on it that I'm not going to necessarily remove. It can just stay right where it is. It doesn't have to be removed, obviously, for the card to be taken in and out. And it's just kind of a cute little embellishment. So I was looking through my pad of cardstock, which I have right here to show you guys. It's the green stack. This came, I believe, from Michael's. I don't even know. It's die come with a view, so you could maybe find it still somewhere, but it's an older stack. Oh, and it opens this way, which I think is fun. But there's a lot of cute little patterns in here and lots of critters, which I'm sure is what called me to it, because I love the critters. And I found a cute critter on, whoops, the back came off. On this page, it has the beaver and it had this, and I thought, well, goodness, that already kind of looks like a belly band. So I am going to incorporate this into the actual card, and then I'm going to start with a base of this really pretty, like, deep orangey color, and I thought that those matched really well with these flowers. So I think that what I'm going to do is this as the base of the card, and then I'm going to use this pattern as the front of the card, and then this as the belly band of the card. So let's go ahead and get started, and then with that I won't really have to do a ton of, like, I don't even know if I need any of this stuff with this guy, so we'll see. The first thing you need to do, oh, and I need a piece of white, or maybe I'll do off-white. I wonder if I have any over here. I always have to look in my, I wonder if I have any over here pile. Nope. Okay. So let me get a piece of vanilla paper. Here it is. I think I want the vanilla. Yeah, I think I like that. So first I want to cut the base. So it's cut at 4.5 by 11. So this is, or 4.25 by 11. This is just a regular A2 sized card. So just like any other card that I start like this, I'm going to cut it at 4.25 by 11. And I want to keep those two pieces just like that. Actually, that's not true. I'm going to score those in half, just like I would an A2 size card. So I'm going to score them at 5.5. May as well go ahead and score them now. And then we're going to cut some more of this. I'm trying to think in my head, should I do the cutting now, or should I wait till I've cut all the pieces? I think I'll wait until, actually I think I'm just going to go ahead and cut it now, and I'll do this part first and then I'll move to the next part. I just don't want to confuse anyone too much. So after we've cut it, or yeah, cut it and scored it, you're going to then make a cut from one corner of the, like the top of the card, to the score line at the other corner. So it's going to be a diagonal cut like this. And I don't want to fold it yet because I don't want to cut both of them the same way. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So just go ahead and put this in your cutter, and I'm going to line up this score point to this point right here on my cutting blade edge, like where I know that it's going to cut. Right there and right there. And then once I have it where I want it, I can close this up and then cut it. And then I'm going to take the other piece and I'm going to do the same thing. And because this isn't patterned, it doesn't really matter which one I do, but you want it to be the opposite one. So let's say they're patterned. I'll show you, I'll pretend like it's the opposite one. I'm going to then take this one and I'm going to cut from the score line here to the point over here. So this one was left to right. This one's going to be left to right, but I'm starting at the middle. So left to right, starting at the score line, like that. Now these two pieces are going to fit together like this, and we're going to fold them in to make our card. And let me show you that. Let's just go ahead and do that part first. So I'm going to go ahead and burnish the edges of the score line. And it doesn't matter which one you have on top of the other one. It really makes no difference at all. So whatever works is perfectly fine. So I'm just going to take my, I'm going to put that up here, my snail adhesive, and just attach these just like I would if it were the back of a card or the front of a card or whatever. If I were just attaching just a regular card. And then I'm just going to put it right inside of here. Just match it up. Just like that. And here is our card base. And it doesn't really matter which side you put on which, it does not matter. And then we're going to decorate this. So that is what I thought I would use the background of this for, just to decorate that. So I'm going to, I want my belly band to be at least 1.5 inches by 12 inches. Now I know that this is 12 inches, but it's going to be bigger than 1.5 inches because this is bigger than 1.5 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it about here, and I'm just eyeballing, and I'm going to cut it up to where the beaver is. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut it to where the beaver is. And then I'm going to go all the way down. And then I'm going to do the same thing this way. And I gave it about 1/4 inch, so I'm going to do the same thing over here, about 1/4 inch. And then I'm going to cut it to the beaver. And I'm not going to give you, like, I'm not going to struggle real hard with trying to find the exact dimensions, because yours is going to be different from mine unless you have this exact same paper. And if you do, lucky you, because it is cute. And then what I'm going to do is take my scissors. I'm going to take long scissors. And I'm just going to cut around the outside of my image. And then I'll do the same thing down here at the bottom. I didn't quite get it to the image, so I'm just cutting it in. So there is my band, and I'll need to score that, but I'll do that later. I'll score it so it will fit around the card. So this piece is probably just going to be extra. We'll see if I need it. I'm just saving it for now. And then this piece I'm going to want to cut. My dimensions are 4 by 5 inches, so I'm just going to go 4 inches by 5 inches. And then I'm going to cut it from corner to corner diagonally. And just once. And you want it to be those two corners. Well, I guess it doesn't matter if it's those two. Okay, just corner to corner. Now these are going to fit onto here like that. Oh, this one's, oh, it is going to be different. That's okay. I don't mind. So you might want to use double-sided on this. I didn't think about that. Or I could cut another one and do the same. And I think I will because I want this to be off-white. So I think I'll just cut another one and I'll have this as scrap. Unless I can figure out a way to use it with this being covered up. I might be able to. Maybe if I just did this. You know what? That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I lied. Don't even worry about it. You can use double-sided, which would be really cute because it would be two different patterns. But if you wanted to do it this way, you could just turn it this way because one of them is not going to be seen anyway. So just go ahead and get them on your card and then take a pencil and just mark where you want to cut that. And I would just go in a little bit more so you're cutting off just a little bit more than where you marked because it's not being seen. See how there's my mark and I went up a little? You won't be able to see it because this side is covering it. And so that will be what it looks like. Isn't that cute? So let's go ahead and put this together. So I want to make sure that I put this on the right side. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to use some glue. I don't know. I like my ATG gun, but sometimes I just think glue is just awesome. And I love this art glitter glue that I have been using. It is definitely my favorite glue to work with. And it's nice. And it is nice also that, you know, the tape is more expensive than a bottle of glue. So this is kind of an inexpensive way to make lots of cards. And then I'm just going to put a little line of glue at the bottom of this. I don't want it to go too far up because I am going to stick my card down in there. So then I'm just going to push this down. And then I will do the same thing. And I'm just going to put the glue on this flap. You could even leave it like that. I mean, that's pretty cute. So many options. Now, I do like to put a little bit of glue right in here as well. So I just stick my glue in there and just close that up. That way I know that it is stuck and that if somebody tried to put their card in the wrong way, it wouldn't let them. And then finally, for this base, I will take this other piece of decorative paper and I will put this down on this side, just like that. Now, I'm trying to get that on there. They do say, like on this one, I used a decorative piece of cardstock to put my white on so that I can write my sentiment. And you can do that however you want. I think I'm going to use the same paper. I think because it will be covered with the very vanilla, so you're not going to be able to see it right against. I'll just see a little bit on the top, however I want to do it. So like on this one I used a scallop edge and I scalloped it. I don't think I'm going to do that with this one. This is a little busier pattern, and I think that with the little beaver guy, I don't know that I need the scallopy, but I think I'll round the edges instead. So let's see. I need this piece of cardstock to be 3/4 of an inch, 3 3/4 of an inch by 5 1/4. So let me work on that. This is okay, 3 3/4 of an inch by 5 1/4. So it is too big, but that's okay. I will cut it down. So 5 1/4 by 3 3/4. And then I want my piece of vanilla to be 3 1/2. Let's go this way. 3 1/2. I'm sticking it over here on the right, so you'll see why I go for that side a lot. 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. And I will try to remember to put all these dimensions down below. If for some reason I've forgotten, as always, please kindly let me know. Then I will put this on top of this like that. And then those will both go in here. And I just like to make sure that it works before I do anything else. So I think I'm just going to round the corners and get out my corner rounder. And this is a 1/4 inch. I have a 1 1/2 inch, but I might just do the 1/4 inch. I don't use the 1/4 inch very often. And then I will attach the card front to the card base. And for this I will just use my snail adhesive or my ATG. This paper is textured, so I often will do an extra little piece of tape on textured cards. Okay. Now on this one, you'll see I put a little notch to kind of help pull it up. It's not necessary, but it's kind of neat. I don't know, I kind of like it. And I have a scalloped punch, and I think I'm going to use that for this because it might kind of look like the woodchuck chucket. The woodchuck chucket. The beaver, I don't know what to say. Like he ate it. Darn, this one isn't big enough for my punch, so I'm going to have to use this one. And I'm kind of wondering, should I use this? You could just stick it on here like this, or like that, or you could fold it in half, which is what I'm thinking I'm going to do. So I'm trying to see where it would fold. There we go. And you could put that on there like that, or you could put it on here like it's taking a bite out of it. Oh, I don't like that as much. I think I like this better. So let's see if I put it in here and have this sticking out. Now, if you're mailing this or putting it in a regular envelope, you need to be careful of that because you need to know where this is going to be, because this is the A2 sized card already. So like this will fit in the envelope just like this. But if I have this sticking up and out like this, then that will never fit. So I could either cut the card down so it will fit like that, or I'll just have to put it so it just barely sticks out over the top. And I could do that either by trimming some of this off and making it not so big. I'm just thinking of all the options that I have, which is kind of what I'm thinking I might do. But now that I have it already folded and taped, it's, oh no, I don't have it taped. I don't even have it folded. I just have it folded. Okay, that's not going to be as hard as I thought. So I'm going to line up something here to try to get it as even as I can. And then I'm going to hold it tight, and here we go. So I just have a little piece here, and I can put that right there, I think. Let me just make sure that it fits. And it still doesn't fit, so I'm going to have to stick it down here. If I put it right there, it'll fit. Okay. So check and double check. So then what I want to do is just put a little bit of glue on this part. And you could put this anywhere you wanted to. Maybe I'll put it over here, just to be different from the card that I already made. I'm going to put it down here so that it lines up with this very vanilla. So I'm putting it, those scallops line up with the very vanilla. That seemed to be what would work when I matched it up in my card base or my Criss-Cross. Yes, that works just fine. And then you can use that to kind of help pull it out. Of course, I had it stuck in there. I'm kind of laughing at myself. Yeah, it's just for fun. It's not a necessary thing. And just so you know, on this one, what I had done was I'd cut it to the dimensions, but then I used my border punch, and that, you know, brought it down. That made this a lot smaller than this by at least a half of an inch. So, you know, be careful of that if you know you're going to do a border punch. You might lose some quality space to write if you aren't careful. I don't know how big all of the border punches are, but I'm sure some of them are bigger than the scallops, and then, you know, I got that. And then I kind of like that it's blank on the back, because if this isn't enough room to write, you could continue it on the back. Now we're going to do the belly band. So I want to score the belly band at 5 5/8 and 1/4 of an inch on, no, 3/4 of an inch on this side. So let's go to 3/4 of an inch here. See where that is. That's going to be a perfect spot, actually. It's right there at the end of my circle, and that's going to be my 3/4 inch. Whew. So you want to do 3/4 inch on that side, and then on this side 5 5/8. So really, well, I'm just going to do 5 5/8. I think I am. 5 5/8. This is going to be difficult. Oh, I want it here. 5. It's not going to be as difficult as I thought. This is a square inch. 5 5/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the second mark past the halfway. So 5 5/8 and 11 1/4. So that's 11 1/4. This is 5 5/8. I just did my 11 1/4 first. And then, so these get folded. So that doesn't seem right. I think I screwed up. Hold on. Don't do what I just did. No, I want it to be about here. So where is here? Maybe it's 5 5/8 from over there, or did I just measure wrong? 5 5/8. Oh, I think I did measure wrong. Goodness gracious. That's because I have to go this way. Oh, dingbat. So 5 5/8 this way. It's just screwing me up because of that little beaver. Now, yes, that puts it in a different spot entirely. Oops. That's better though. Now I have a score line on the front of that, but I'm not going to worry about it. I want this to go go higher. Something like that. That is really cute. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put adhesive on this, and I am going to go ahead and use my strong adhesive just because I want to make sure that this belly band stays on there. So I'm going to put a strip. I have a 1/4 inch strip. I don't know. I don't remember what this is called right now. Like score tape? Is that what it's called? And then another 1/4 inch score tape. So I'm just going to put 2 pieces there, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I peel one up and then put the other one down because I wouldn't have room to put them both next to each other, so one is, it's overlapping the other a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is just take these and put them together so that it's straight on like that. And then I will score or crisp the scored line, and voila, here is our card. Isn't that adorable? I might even, on this one, since I have that little score line, I might tie a little piece of ribbon around here, and maybe I'll just hook it to this card so that I know that the card isn't, or that the belly band isn't going anywhere, since it's a little bit loose now that I screwed it up. So you can't really ever screw anything up in crafting. I always say that, but it's true because nobody knows what you were trying to do until you tell them. I mean, if you don't say, oh, I screwed this up, they'll never know. They'll think it was just supposed to be like that. Putting it where I want it. And then taping it down. I'm going to put a little piece of tape right underneath where this score line is too, because it kind of wants to buckle up there. And I don't want it to, because I messed it up. Oh, but before I do that, I should put my ribbon down. Okay, so I think I'm going to get a piece of ribbon. I don't know if I have any of that color. I wish I did. That would be really pretty. I think I have some very vanilla. Is that vanilla? Oh no, that's Whisper White. I need a better storage system for my ribbon. Right now I just have it in one of these things and it's a total mess. So pardon me while I look to see what I have that might match. There's some brown that might match. I was really hoping I had some of that orange, but even if I do, I can't find it. Not easily anyway. I think the brown will look just fantastic, don't you? As I'm dropping everything. I dropped my ATG gun. Oh no! Whew. Oh, I have to put my punch away. All right. Let's find the end of this. I'm really not sure how fantabulous this will look. I would like it better without the bow probably, but I want to cover up my mess. And I don't think I'm going to make it a bow. I think I'm just going to make it a knot. And then I'm just going to trim these off. And I'm going to use a little piece of this. I'm just going to reach under here and put it so that it's underneath, like it's holding the ribbon down. And then now I have to be creative on how I get that paper off and stick it down. So I am just trying to take my little pokey tool to get that white paper off. There we go. Stick this down. Throw this away. And I think we're done. Now if you wanted to put a sentiment, or if you wanted to embellish this even more, or maybe put a ribbon around the bottom of this, you could do whatever. I'm not going to put a ribbon on the bottom of that because I don't want it to make the card stick up on the inside. You could write a sentiment in there, you could stamp a sentiment, but I'm just going to leave it just like that because I think that's really cute. So there we go. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope that this was a decent tutorial for you. I'm sorry I messed up, and you know, even with this background paper, but I think that's good. I hope that you guys don't mind that because it really is crafting in real life, and this is how I do it, and I want to be as frugal as I can. So that's why I wanted to try to figure out a way to use this, because what else am I going to do with a triangle piece of designer series paper or of patterned cardstock? What am I going to do with it? So you know, I made it work. It's not going in the same direction, but again, nobody's going to notice those things unless you point them out. And even if they do, so what? They don't know that you didn't mean for it to be that way. And even if you, I mean, even if they did say, well, this one's going diagonally and this one's going straight across, so what? It really doesn't matter. You know, you made a cute card. Be proud of yourself. I think it's adorable. I really do. I really like it. So I am thrilled with these, and I hope that you guys like them too. And I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.